Hey guys, another South Park vlog. This is on season 1, episode 7, entitled Pinkeye. This was the first Halloween special that they did, and I think Halloween is a delightful time for all children to just dress up and get candy from random strangers. And if they were like me, their parents inspected the candy because they wanted to make sure that their child wouldn't get poisoned or wouldn't end up eating a razor because people do that to children apparently, which sucks. But yeah, so in this episode, needless to say, all the kids are really excited for Halloween. In particular, they're excited for the costume contest. However, within the first 5 seconds of within the first minute of the episode, Kenny dies by getting smushed by UFO. And the strange thing is that Kenny, he ends up going to this who's it? He ends up going to the morgue, and one thing leads to another, and Kenny becomes a zombie. So there's a zombie epidemic. I mean, it starts off with Kenny and then it spreads, but everyone thinks it's Pinkeye for some really weird reason. Because remember, the adults on this show are not intelligent whatsoever. So yeah, so as the kids are running around getting some candy, Kenny keeps on eating people, and they're like, Kenny, you suck, so they left him. And like always, Chef is the only sensible adult in this entire situation, and goes to the doctor, and and says, it's not pink eye, everyone's turning into a zombie, but for some reason no one believes Chef. But seriously, it's like the one minority of the entire town is the most intelligent adult, and no one wants to listen to him. But anyways, so yeah, there's just ends up being a zombie epidemic, and then they discover that the reason why there's a zombie epidemic was because Kenny, the original zombie, he was embalmed with Worcestershire sauce, and I cannot say that word, Worcestershire sauce. And so, that's how it begins, because in the morgue, when one of the morticians was eating a hot dog, he put Worcestershire sauce in it, and it got on Kenny, causing Kenny to be a zombie. Kenny keeps on biting other people, causing everyone to be zombies, and it's a zombie tree. So, what Kyle does is he calls that one condiment, he calls the factory in England, and it turns out that they need to kill off the first zombie. So Kyle kills Kenny by sawing him in half, and that's pretty much the entire episode. So themes or something, whatever. Themes in this episode, obviously zombies, and I'd like to think that South Park was on the zombie trend before it even happened. Why is everyone so obsessed with zombies? I mean, they don't seem that threatening, honestly. I mean, zombies are very slow. You could probably just you could shoot them from afar, and that's all you would have to do. Maybe throw a bomb in their area, destroy all. Yeah, okay, whatever, zombies. Just they're kind of lame, if you ask me, for all of the different monsters. Anyways, so another theme, Halloween. Okay, so growing up, as someone who grew up in a Christian home, I always felt weird about it because one side of me was like, Halloween's okay, it's just a holiday. I gotta dress up and get candy. That's it. But then another part of me, because I went to church and because they always brought it up, there was another side that was like, Halloween is evil. You shouldn't celebrate Halloween. It's the devil's holiday. And so some years I went trick-or-treating. Other years I went to church and did the little harvest festival thing. And I'm not really complaining because it was fun. I mean, I got a decent amount of candy either way, because let's be honest, Halloween is about the candy. But I honestly think that the whole Halloween debate is really unneeded, and it causes a lot of children to suffer, because within me during that whole time, it was a whole internal conflict of, but if I I want to celebrate Halloween, but I can't because it's bad. But why is it bad? Is it really bad? I honestly think that Halloween, the whole thing within the Christian church, it starts a whole entire internal debate in children that really doesn't need to be there. I mean, Honestly, when I have kids, if I have them, I'll let them go to Halloween. Like, I'll let them go trick or treating if they want to. I'll bring them to church if they want to. It's really up to them. I really don't see any problem with Halloween. I think, like, at the base, if you're in it for the candy, which we all are, and then who really gives a shit? And, like, I don't know. It's just. It created a needless internal conflict within a 10-year-old. That's all I'm. Ugh. Anyways. So, jokes and things I found interesting within this episode was that the opening theme song had a Halloween theme to it, and I thought that was really special. I wouldn't really consider myself a goth person. I really like gothic and darker themes, so I actually really do like Halloween because of that. I think that's really cool that, like my personality is in between creepy and cute. Like, I fit in the middle there, and, like, Halloween's just kind of it makes it acceptable to wear black lipstick, which kind of sucks. Like, it's cool, but it sucks at the same time that it's not acceptable to wear black lipstick. Another thing interesting about this episode is, honestly, Kenny dies 3 times in this episode. The first time he gets hit by a UFO, and a UFO crashes on him, then he dies. Second time is he gets killed by Kyle. Third time is, like, third time is at the very end when he comes up out of the grave and gets smashed by a statue. So that's interesting. This episode reminded me of, being a kid in Halloween. Another interesting thing, I think this is the first time that we see Cartman's obsession with Hitler, because as you know, like, throughout the entire series of South Park, like, Cartman is pretty anti-Semitic, and he makes a lot of, like, references to, like, Hitler and how great he thinks Hitler is. Obviously, as a child, he probably doesn't really understand the gravity of the situation, but this is the first time that we see Cartman's obsession with Hitler. He dresses up as Hitler for Halloween, and then when everyone sees him, they freak out, and then even Principal Victoria is like, no, you're gonna be a ghost, and then turns him into a KKK member. Yeah. So, another thing I found interesting was they ripped off Smokey the Bear, and they made a little cartoon with Puffy the Bear, and his thing was, his saying is, dressing up like Hitler in school isn't cool, so, that's notable. Another, probably one of the most interesting things in this entire episode was the Thriller ripoff done by Chef. Chef is a zombie, and he even has a little Jerry curl and a red jacket, and he sings "Make Love to You, Woman" in the style of Michael Jackson's Thriller. So that's pretty notable. Okay, so references in the video game. Zombies. There are Nazi zombies in the video game. Yeah. And Principal Victoria makes a appearance. I mean, she's a very easy character to find, though. But yeah, it was kind of like, I remember in the video game, I laughed so hard because when they first discovered the Nazi zombies, they're, like, in this government room, and, like, the guys watching it are like, again, Nazi zombies? They're so overused now. And that's really true, because in a lot of video games today, there's always, like, a zombie, or more specifically, a Nazi zombie DLC or something like that. And it's like, why? Like, why would the obsessions with zombies? I mean, seriously, this obsession with zombies is crazy. I mean, like, okay, fine, there's a television show called The Walking Dead that I've never watched, I will admit. But, like, even when I remember my friend, she used to sell Cutco knives, and she showed me a catalog once, and one of the items you could buy was a zombie killing knife. And my mom lives in Vegas, and there's this entire zombie survival store. Like, why? Anyways, okay, so a couple firsts in this episode. First one is, I believe this is the first time that we have a Kenny is poor joke. Cartman says Kenny's family is so poor that his family had to put up their cardboard box on a second mortgage. And then Cartman makes another joke. I think this joke was if drinking vodka was if you can make money off of drinking vodka, then your dad would make so much money. Or something around those lines. I can't remember exactly, but it was something like that. So you have two Kenny's poor jokes. Another first in this episode is Cartman's mom is a whore. She was on the cover of Crack Whore magazine. And I believe, I'm pretty sure this is the first joke of Cartman's mother is a slut that we have in the entire series. It dies down, honestly, in the more recent episodes, but in the video game it comes up. Cartman, fun fact for you, Cartman's mother is named Leanne, and I forgot whether it was Trey or Matt. At the time, or before the series began, one of them was dating a girl named Leanne, but she cheated on him, so he named Cartman's mother Leanne so he can call her a whore inadvertently. So that's fun. Another first is this is the first appearance of Principal Victoria that we have. It is also the first appearance of Midget wearing a bikini, who is my favorite news anchor, and if there was an actual midget wearing a bikini reporting the news, my life would pretty much be complete. This is also the first sighting of Kenny's last name, which is McCormick, and this is the first time that Mr. Garrison dresses up like a woman. He dresses up like Marilyn Monroe for Halloween, and he actually looks he looks the same. Okay, so when Mr. Garrison has a sex change, I forgot which season it was, but when Mr. Garrison has a sex change and becomes Mrs. Garrison, then they look exactly alike, honestly. So maybe this was a precursor to Mrs. Garrison. I don't know. But yeah, so that was my run through of Season 1, Episode 7, Pinkeye. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will try to make more of these. 200 episodes is a lot, but I will say that I am halfway through Season 1. Season 1 has 13 episodes, so I'm kind of halfway through it, so yeah, that makes me happy. So thanks for watching, and yeah, have a great day.